Yeah, we back. Finna drop this video today. A lot of people got lot of different videos about Preacher, Clarence Preacher Heatley, also known as the Black Hand of Death, about what he did on the streets, what he did on this. But I think I'm the first person to drop a video on what he was like inside of prison, what he's been like these last 97, 2007, 2000, these almost close to 30 years, 3 decades. What he been doing in there, what's been transpiring. And I got this information by reading Shakim's memoir. Y'all can find it yourselves. Preacher Chronicles, Shakim Bio. It goes part 1 through 15. But yeah, I'm about to speak on it. So Shakim say he was up in USP Coleman, right? On the yard chopping it up. He said it was about 60 NYers, New Yorkers. And he say out of nowhere, a real dark black dude come up who built like a monster. You could tell he worked out a lot back in the day. You could tell he used to be a beast, but now he say he got a belly that hang over his belt. And he said he looked like a rhinoceros. And he got the kufi hat on, you know? And he say the dude come up and he say, "Hey, young brother, my name is Belil. I thought I'd introduce myself to you because nobody else was gonna do it." And he say, shake his hand. He say, "Yeah, anytime you free, come to the law library so I could show you my paperwork." And he got a folder underneath his underneath his arm. But he say, meanwhile, the NY card, dudes looking like they seen a ghost. Dudes is looking shook. Dudes is looking frightened of this old man. And he say, when the dude leave, he say, "Yo, what the fuck is up, man? What's going on with y'all? Why y'all looking like that?" And he say, dudes say calmly and with almost fear in their voice, "Hey, yo, man, Shakim, stay away from that dude." "Why? Why I gotta stay away from him? Who the fuck is this old ass nigga?" "Yo, man, that's Preacher." And they shook. They look like they just shit theyself. Y'all see the thumbnail? He said this. He said that the NY card was shook. Clarence Preacher Heatley, the one who told, he walking the main line with no fear in his heart. Yeah. So fast forward, they Shakim say that it's a dude that told, right? Who was in somebody else's case, but he run with the NY card. A dude out of New York named Vaughn, who was getting a lot of money on the streets, but when the Fed case hit, he ended up telling it all, but he been on the yard, right? So he said, before you can make a move like that, you got to have black and white proof. You got to have court documents. So he run up in the law library, start looking up the case. He said he been on the computer for like an hour, right? Doing his research, and he said it just hit him. He sit back and think, all right, this all we need. Now we could run up on him with them knives. We could run up in his cell and put that work in if he don't want to go peacefully. Then out of nowhere, he say he hear, "Now that you know, what you gonna do about it?" He say he turned back around. Guess who's sitting behind him? Preacher. And he say, "What you mean what I'm gonna do about it? Why does concern you?" And he say, "Do whatever y'all gonna do. As long as I'm getting my $1,000 a month, I don't care." And he say from that point on, he stopped calling him Belil. Mind you, Preacher is running with the Muslims. So why does, if a dude out of New York get up off the yard, this don't concern you? But once again, Preacher ain't changed. Preacher still putting down the extortion game, even behind bars. Preacher still putting down the intimidation game, even behind bars. Preacher still coming with them homosexual games, even behind bars. So fast forward, they run up in the dude's cell. He not there. They end up knocking his cellmate out. His cellmate try to get some get back from Tennessee. They end up putting some steel up in him. But the dude end up checking himself up off the yard. So Preacher, he not getting that $1,000 back. So Shakim say, out of nowhere, Preacher sends somebody to say, "Yeah, we're going to have a meeting. We want to have a meeting. Preacher want to have a meeting. Belil want to have a meeting with you in the law library tomorrow." He said it's just going to, you bring one person, he going to have one person there. He say, what the fuck is this? Something out of a movie. We in prison. How he going to have the law library to itself? So any human being, you're not going to be able to sleep. You're not even going to know if you're going to be able to go. So Shakim say he tossing and turning all night, not knowing what to expect. He said when he finally go down there to the law library and he bring his one other person, preacher really got it like that. The guards gave him the law library to talk in. So preacher still got cops in his pocket, well, guards in his pocket. He's still moving like he was on the streets. He ain't changed, y'all. And he is still on mainline. Yeah, y'all say he snitched. I seen a lot of comments of people, oh, he a rat. If he would have been in D.C., if he would have been in Baltimore, we would have done this, we would have done. No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done a motherfucking thing. Why? Because he done been in Atlanta. He done been in Florida. He done been up in New York prisons and ain't been touched. Somebody tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm missing something. But let me continue. So preachers say, yeah, I'm extorting cats. I just want to do my time in peace. I don't want y'all messing with my business and this and that. Preacher is supposed to be a Muslim. He's supposed to be living for Allah and Assalamu alaikum and all that stuff. But he faking. He using them for protection. He using them for installation. And he high ranking too. From what Shakim said, it was people out of New York who, anytime preacher had a problem, they'd go come talk to the New York brothers and say, yo, man, what's going on with you and Balil? Killers. Dudes with life sentences. Nothing to lose. But once again, preacher with his manipulative ways, he know how to stay insulated. He know how to make people do things for him that they normally wouldn't do. He know how to have things resolved. Yeah, preacher is a cold, cold person. And he an old man. He in his 60s by now and ain't been touched. He in his 60s by now and ain't been stabbed. He in his 60s by now and still extorting dudes. He's a bad, bad boy. He's something else. But anyway, I might have to make a part 2 to this video, y'all. But make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, and make sure y'all subscribe, man. But yeah, this is Shakim's story. Preacher Chronicles. It go 1 through 15. Make sure y'all check it out. I read it. And yeah, I'm shook. I'm over here like, damn, preacher ain't changed. Preacher still putting demos on dudes. What you mean by that, Exquisite? For the few people that called him a snitch or spoke on preacher paperwork, he'll come up to you on that 1970s intimidation tactics game. What is that, Exquisite? With his paperwork under his arm and 2 knives in his hand and said, we can go read this paperwork or we can go into the cell and get busy. So either or, you through. Why? Because you might not be facing that much time. Why? Because preacher was on a medium security. Some dudes had 10, 15, some dudes had life, but he got life. So you might be facing 8 to 7. You like, oh, preacher a snitch. And it's like, do you want to go in that cell? But if you go and sit down with him and read that paperwork, now you labeled a bitch. He done marked you out. He finna be smiling ear to ear. Because he know he got you. Smiling ear to ear. Because you might now be his next victim. Smiling ear to ear. Because he still ain't changed. He's still sodomizing men. He's still trying to bust in different individuals. You might say, Exquisite, how you know this? I talked to a brother who was locked up with him recently up in Georgia. And he said he was Muslim. And he said preacher tried him on some freaky shit. And if he wouldn't have checked it, he would have had a different name. Mind you, I just talked to this brother on Instagram a year ago. He just got out 2 years ago. So preacher still a deviant, a sexual deviant who craves men, who's sexually attracted to males. So y'all, man, I'm gonna do a part 2 on this, man. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, But yeah, preacher is, I don't even know how you describe him. Cult leader, insane, sadistic, manipulative, all that wrapped into one. He might need his own definition for what he is. But yeah, y'all, he's still the same person. He's still extorting cats. He's still putting demos down on cats. He still got people in fear of him. He the pesticide man in the prison, but nobody won't lay a hand on him. Nobody won't point the finger on him. Nobody won't try to remove him from mainline, because he ain't in PC. But yeah, y'all, stay blessed, y'all. That shit crazy, man. Stay blessed.